This is PreCalc 11, Chapter 4.2. We're going to look at solving quadratic equations graphically. So this section just simply shows you how to use your calculator to do this solving. And the main thing that you need to do is learn how to adjust your windows. So let's graph this equation. 4x squared minus 59 x minus 60. And when we have an equation like this, we're basically plotting the equation on one side, y equals, and we're plotting another one, y equals 0. However, we don't need to plot y equals 0 because this means we're just solving for the x-intercepts, or the zeros. Graph. So we get this graph. Now, this is a parabola, and since it's moving to the right a little bit as it's going down, that means we're only seeing the left side of the parabola. So we need to adjust the window. Okay, so we need to make this bigger. And as I've suggested, we need to make this 30. And it's only a guess. We're going to adjust it more later. And the curve is too vertical. So that means we need to increase the range. So we need to adjust this number. And again, I'm suggesting negative 100. And graph. So we have a lot of extra blank space here. So we need to narrow the domain. And that's these numbers. So we'll use negative 5 and we'll use 20. Next, we need to move a little bit further up because we won't have much of a left bound to set here and not much of a right bound to set here. So we're going to set this one to 50. And again, we're still not seeing the vertex, so we need more down. So this one is going to be set to negative 300. And we're going to set this to 50. And we're going to change the scale here to 10 so that we can see these tick marks. And we're going to graph it. And we get this graph down here. So let's take a look at what we have. We have x-intercepts. We have a y-intercept. We have the vertex. So we have all major features. So that's good. So that's the proper window for this function. And as you can see, we also have enough of a left bound to set and enough of a right bound to set. Okay, let's calculate this x-intercept. To calculate this, we press second and trace, or calc. And we want to calculate the x-intercept, so that's a 0. We can press 2, or we can press down and enter. I'm going to press 2. We need to set a left bound. So you can just hold the button down and it'll keep scrolling over. And we've set a left bound. We want to be left of the intercept. It doesn't matter how much. It could be a little or a lot. And we press enter. And then we want to move to the right of the x-intercept and press enter. Your right bound can be anywhere up to here. And the reason is the slope points towards the intercept. If you have the slope pointing away from the intercept, you're going to get an error from the calculator and it's going to tell you that. So always pick a bound that slopes towards the intercept. and just press enter for the guess. And we get this answer. So x equals negative 0.955, or x is approximately negative 0.955. Or we can calculate the other intercept. So second calc, 0. We can scroll, or we can actually enter a number. So I'm going to put 15, and that puts us right here. So if you want to save yourself some scrolling and you know the tick marks and you can estimate it, then go ahead and do so. The right bound, I'm just going to scroll and then press enter. And enter for the guess. And we get this answer. So x is approximately 15.705. Next, we calculate a maximum or minimum for the vertex. And it also gives us the axis of symmetry. So on our calculator, second calc, and because it's concave up, we're looking for a minimum, and visually you can see we're looking for a minimum. And left bound, I can enter 5 here. That's right here, that's fine. And I'll just scroll for the right bound. And again, on the left bound, you want the slope pointing towards the minimum. And for the right bound, again, a slope that points towards the minimum. And the calculator produces this answer. So the vertex is approximately 7.375 and negative 277.56. On the Casio, we can do the same thing. I'll just show you the button sequence. For x squared minus 59x minus 60. And draw. Again, we go through the same sequence, but I'm just going to enter the window. To enter the window, we press F3, and negative 5 and 20, negative 300, 50, and 10. And we get that curve. And calculating roots are actually much easier on the Casio. We just press F5. We press F1 to calculate the root, or 0, or x-intercepts. And we don't have to set bounds. We just press F1 and it gives us the answer. To get the second answer, we don't need to press G-solve again. We just press right. And we get our other answer. And to calculate the minimum, we press F5 again, and F3 for the minimum. Gives us our minimum. And that's it. It's easier on the Casio. And that completes this lesson.